Welcome to the Scott Howard Genuine ScLoHo Media and Marketing Podcast. This is an ongoing collection of media, marketing, and personal insights. This is episode number 422 with the title, Fort Wayne's Top Radio Station, Again. There's a rough transcription of this podcast online at my website at scotthoward.me. If you'd like to go back and read or check out the links I mentioned, you'll find them there, scotthoward.me. Well, at the end of January, Nielsen released the results of the last radio rating survey, and they released publicly what's called the 12 Plus Fall 2025 numbers. My primary radio station, WOWO Radio, was once again at the top of the heap of over 20 different stations. The Nielsen report is based on the popularity of a radio station by counting the number of listeners and how long they listen according to the results of the survey. Then they do some math, and that's how WOWO ranked number one. Not bad for a 100-year-old AM talk radio station. For the past couple of decades that I've been working in the advertising business in Fort Wayne, I've heard every year that radio is dying. And then more recently, the push to stop EV makers from not including AM in their vehicles. It turns out that traditional radio is not dying the way that other media platforms have been struggling, and yet it is different. We have a lot more options for news and entertainment than ever before, and that's the main reason there's been a decline in the percent of people who listen to radio regularly. Still, that number that used to be over 90% is over 80% depending upon the demographics you examine. A few years ago, WOWO AM 1190 added an FM signal, 92.3, as a just in case AM radios would disappear from new cars. And my personal listening habits have me tuned into 92.3 FM unless I'm out of town and need to switch over to 1190 AM to listen to WOWO. Plus, we have so many more ways to listen via our smart speakers and apps. If you have an internet connection, you can listen to WOWO anywhere around the world. Now, listenership is important, but that's not what has kept WOWO around for a century. It's the listenership plus the advertisers who make it financially possible to continue year after year after year for 10 decades. Well, I'm now in my 13th year at WOWO, and I've seen how WOWO's revenues have grown over the years that I've worked here and for our parent company, Federated Media. You see, Federated Media operates 5 radio stations in Fort Wayne, Indiana, and 5 radio stations in South Bend, Indiana. When I started in 2013, WOWO was not the top revenue-earning station in our company, but it was one of the top 5. By the time I became our general sales manager in 2020, WOWO was the top billing station in our company, and now 6 years later, that trend continues. Now, next week, I'm going to share the whys behind that fact, and even more importantly, what it means to you as a business owner or marketer. And if you want to see the publicly released numbers that I was talking about that rank all of the local radio stations, just go to my website, scotthoward.me, and click on this article. If you have any questions, looking for answers, thoughts of nearly any kind are always welcome. You can find me online at my website, scotthoward.me, and on social media, just Google ScLoHo. That's spelled ScLoHo. And you'll probably find more of me. You can drop me a note via email too, scott@WOWO.com. That's scott@WOWO.com.
Podcasts by Federated Media.